Okay, we are live. We're here with Austin and my co-host Josh. I appreciate you joining me, Josh and Austin, for this week's members mailbag. I was so prepared for this episode. I came up with a topic right away. You know how I roll. I was scrambling. I've also been trying to do like mix it up on the channel. I've been doing single topics too. I don't know if I'm going to continue. No one's watching them. I did this earlier.
Oh yeah.
About Tobey Maguire. How everyone's talking about Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people want Andrew back, but I think the studio may actually want Tobey back.
Oh man, you think they're gonna go Warner Brothers route?
Well, with Miles, you know, because Into the Spider-Verse has an older Spider-Man.
Yeah,
so
that'd be true. That'd be interesting. I mean, I don't know. Look, you know, Sony kind of they have a lot of options in front of them and a lot of different ways to make money and stuff. They could capitalize on literally, you know, 3 different Spider-Men right now at the same time. And be making a ton of money. So I wouldn't put it past and be cool. Would you? I'd be interested to see, like, is that part of the MCU or is that a Sony thing on its own, or you know what they do with Miles would be kind of interesting.
I mean, I'm speculating now, but I could kind of see them going. Well, it's all connected now. I've heard from other movie talk that since the new deal with Sony and MCU, that everything now is like Venom, Morbius. Right. But I think they're gonna. My opinion is that if they introduce Miles, they'll kind of do it on its own and then keep Tom Holland as, even though. And I want to do spoiler because I don't think Josh saw it yet. I'm not sure about Josh, but they're gonna. Although it's been hard to be in movie talk this last couple of weeks, Josh, if you haven't seen it.
Oh, have you not seen Spider-Man?
No.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Have you avoided spoilers?
No.
No,
it's been hard.
Talk about it now.
No.
Yeah.
In weeks they tried to spoil it.
Yeah.
Now that it's out. Now that it's out, they're like, no, don't give spoilers. I'm like,
right.
But you guys gave the leaks for the suits. And you gave the leaks for freaking Goblin. And you gave the leaks for Doc Ock. I'm like,
it's hard. It's hard.
Spoil it.
Okay. All right. Well,
that's a good point. That's really good. It's true.
Freaking hilarious.
That is true.
Well,
it's
we
kind of. It's good.
You kind of know about.
Like, I'm not even mad about it. I think it's funny.
No. I think you're absolutely right. I think we should probably end up maybe start coming up with something of like, hey, we're going to spoil the movie for you guys a good 6 months ahead. If you don't want to know, skip this video.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on vacation for a while.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Well, the Tobey thing, I think that's the route they're going to go. I think after I've been watching a lot of movie talk, I prefer Andrew. Yeah. But if you think about like if they do we'll ask the chat too, and then I have one main topic that I really wanted to think about: Deadpool 3. You know, okay. Everyone has this image that it potentially could be worse for the franchise now that it's Disney that's going to produce it. I've been looking around though. I've been seeing buzz about it, and it may actually make it better because now we can have all these cameos, especially since No Way Home, how that's going to impact Deadpool 3. I think they're going to stick to, they're not going to do like, they'll do the Fox banner and everything because it's going to be more rated R. I think they'll stick to that. But what the possibilities do for opening up cameos in actors visiting in Deadpool 3 and the amount of, because he's all about breaking the fourth wall. Now that we at least know the box office in Josh's case, does this strengthen your what you think is going to happen to Deadpool 3, or are you potentially concerned because of the Disney angle, or do you think that all this positive buzz and possibilities with cameos and other fourth wall breaking stuff with Disney now that Disney owns it, can make it even better. I'm under the impression now that I think it's going to be even better because of all the opportunities.
I agree. I think there's a lot of opportunity. I mean, look, it goes back to like Ryan, cares a lot about the character. And that's always nice when you have these guys, these filmmakers and creators and actors and stuff who really are dedicated to the character and stuff, that they don't want to see them, misportrayed or done wrong on screen and stuff. So I mean, for me, I think it's in good hands. I think Kevin Feige. I think the biggest concern Feige and everybody at Marvel has on their hands now with Deadpool is it's guaranteed you're gonna get your Karens, right, that are gonna come out and go, my child went and saw Deadpool 3, and now it's because it's Disney. I thought it was gonna be kid friendly. And he said the F word 2,500 times. And, so that's probably Disney's main concern, because they haven't had to deal with anything like that just yet. And so that would be like probably where my main worry is okay, how are they going to play on that? Patrick. How are they going to, do all that? What's up, Patrick? But other than that, I think like you said, there's a lot of great opportunity there. We saw the little cameo of X-Men in Deadpool 2.
You know how really cool that was? I mean, that's one thing. How many more opportunities they're going to get? Do you think they're going to go that route? Lots of cameos?
I'm a big fan of the biggest thing for me is I would really love to see the 3 Reds on screen. So Daredevil, Spider-Man, and Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
That would really tickle my fancy if they did that. He's gonna have a little cameo in Doctor Strange. I heard that. Yeah, that's the other thing as far as like where you introduce him. Multiverse of Madness kind of seems like the smartest route, and stuff. So I think there is a lot of potential. I'm not worried. I'm not too worried. My only worry is how Disney will market it.
Mm-hmm. Josh, we haven't talked about Deadpool. I have to go back and rewatch the second one. I watched the first one quite a few times. Are you a fan of the movies, the character, Josh?
Yeah.
And, what are your thoughts on Deadpool 3 of what this newfound success with so many guest characters and Easter eggs and the opportunities with the fourth wall breaking with Deadpool? You think it's going to make Deadpool 3 better, or are you concerned?
It's fine. Like, I'll give you an example. I finally saw Hawkeye season finale the other night. Mm-hmm. And freaking Vincent D'Onofrio is still freaking amazing as Kingpin. He still nailed it. This time he had the freaking staff and everything. Like, they still made him OP as shit. So, and I thought he was great. So, I don't think it's going to change anything that it's Disney over it or anything like that. Deadpool is entertaining, freaking hilarious. Ryan Reynolds is an amazing actor. I think it'll be just fine.
Okay. I'm happy they gave a little bit of time between the second and the third one, because the second one they made quick, and the third one they probably would have made it right away if Fox was just still Fox. But I think they're going to find very cool and interesting ways to poke fun at Disney. I think you're going to see, my speculation is you'll see the reaction like Deadpool 1, like that type of box office if they get it right, with all the opportunities there. And I'm really excited that we're going to get Boba Fett tonight. I can't wait to start talking about that. I think I might watch it tonight. Josh, and your channel, also remember to link up your channel in the chat here, and people on the replay, go check out, if you haven't already, Austin and Josh. Austin's got his channel. Josh is going to start his soon. Matt Saggy decided to stop by. Yep. This is what I have to get Saggy to view members mailbag, is have Austin as the guest. You wish you could smell Austin, Saggy.
I'm still being sent in a package.
Yeah. Zeno, Z, sleepy already? We're gonna get to the members mailbag questions here. We're gonna get to it. I'm gonna bring that up now. Let me see here.
Whoa. Saggy smells like wet dog hair.
Ew, that's gross. Wet dog hair is really bad. I know because I have to. I actually have wet dog hair at my feet right now because it's raining outside.
That's nice.
Roosevelt Cavazos. I think Marvel going to have Marvel Knights, a Radar movie subdivision. That would be a good move. I would like that. That would more opportunities. Like,
look, Deadpool. They're gonna need to come up with something like that. You know, because you're gonna have Deadpool, you're gonna have Wolverine, you're gonna have Logan, you're gonna start having these characters, Moon Knight, that are
Blade,
more graphic, more more adult oriented and stuff. And they need to branch out. That's kind of that's been the one thing holding Marvel, like Disney Marvel, back, is that they haven't done any of that content. 20th Century Fox, they could do PG-13, R-rated, all the whole 9 yards and play around with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not as concerned as people have been in the past. Oh, Disney's going to Disneyfy everything. I think there's a lot of opportunities here. I definitely would do like what Roosevelt is suggesting, though. Have like a different branding, so because branding is everything. Look what Kevin Feige's done. If you brand it right, and you're like, oh, this is going to be something different than just. It's still within the MCU, but it's something different, like Marvel Knights subdivision. That's a good idea.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Something like that. Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of like DC Black Label, but for movies. You want to have something like that. It's not, and it may still be a part of the continuity because of the multiverse and stuff and how that's all going to connect. But they can play around with it and stuff too. The way I imagine it is like, you can have different. It's an opportunity to have different Avengers too that have more adult-oriented storylines, like say Hulk, kind of appear in an R-rated, Deadpool movie or an R-rated Wolverine movie, and give him the chance to have that moment for his adult fans, and then send him back to the PG-13 Avengers.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to the members' mailbag questions that I'm bringing them up now. Let me see here. Okay, we'll kind of go from the bottom up this time because that's a good question, introductory question from Z. If you wouldn't be so kind, Josh, is to read that first question from our pal Zeno.
Dang, I can't even see that on my phone right now.
Oh, hold on. Let me make it bigger. She said. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, all right. There you go. Is that better?
Who's Austin?
There we go.
This is Austin. He's our good friend.
For like a week.
Yeah.
No. This is Zeno's running joke with me for like the last month. Who
I didn't know it was.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
All right, so we each have to answer that. I've known Austin from a lot of panels. I've got to know him from Poindexter Lounge, $3 Theater. I've seen him around on a pop culture corner sometimes. For nerds, he gets around everywhere. I'm glad we get to have him on members mailbag. He's a good dude. I also saw pictures of him in RJ and Bradley at No Way Home premieres, in visiting the Sci-Fi Center for premieres. So a good dude. But maybe Austin, can you answer your question? Who is Austin?
Who's Austin? That's a great question. I ask myself sometimes, who's Austin? No, I basically, I do a lot of streams and know way too much about movie stuff and movie knowledge and stuff. And I went to film school and have done kind of been in the film world a lot of my life and stuff. And so obviously when the pandemic hit, I went to streaming and been doing all that. But yeah, basically, I like movies. I talk a lot about movies. I've made movies. Anything about movies. I like movies.
See, so. I didn't know that you went to film school, and I didn't know that part. I must have missed that part of some streams. That's cool, man. And you kind of made a few things a little bit here and there, and
Yeah, I did some shorts, and then like right before like a year before the pandemic hit, I produced and assistant directed a feature film here in Vegas that came out.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, and then I was kind of gearing up to do my own, and then the pandemic hit, and that kind of put that to the side. But that'll come around eventually.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Josh, do you have anything to add to who you think Austin is?
Well, you're mentioning all these channels, but the most important channel that he's on is Little Big City, which is where you can find him every week.
Oh, that's great.
There
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely subscribe to Austin. Definitely.
Yes.
All right. We got Ramblin' Man.
Austin's all over the place. He's like Batman. He comes out of nowhere, you see him, and then he's gone. All right.
Pretty much, yeah. Right. And then I overdo it's true, and then I overdo it, and then I like go away for like 3 days because I'm sleeping for 3 days straight, just like trying to catch up on everything.
Why? Oh, here's a bonus question. This isn't on the thing, but we'll allow it. Marcus Cruz says, "Why does everyone, Zod, Austin, Ryan, all go to film school? Because they love it. That's my guess. Is they love it. They're that much fans. They want to also create. Nothing better than being a creator and bringing something to this world. That's my answer.
Film's one of the funniest like things to go to school for, I find, because it's hard to like. There's a lot of rules, right? There's supposedly a lot of rules to filmmaking. There's a lot of rules to screenwriting. I remember the first screenplay I ever wrote, and I gave it to like a guy who was in the industry. He was like, "Oh yeah, just so you know, nobody would ever look at this because of the way it was formatted and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, cool." But you kind of come to learn like the film industry is so like it's so kind of you figure it out for yourself, and like if you write a good script, no matter what it looks like, I've kind of come to learn like people will read it, if it's a really good script. So I don't know. I always thought it was funny going to school with it, but going to school for it is like mainly to make connections, to get yourself like your foot in the door and get some experience and things like that. I mean, that's why I went to film school basically.
Awesome. All right. Josh, if you'd be so kind as to handle, and our friend the Rambling Man left a question here. Let me see if I can make it bigger.
Oh, I got it. Disney Plus versus Netflix TV, or DC Universe versus HBO Max, and who will become the overall winner? And don't say the fans.
Listen, I still think Netflix is the king because of the amount of content. Even though I get annoyed with certain things being canceled, Cowboy Bebop, I enjoyed it. I didn't finish it yet. I still want to finish it. I'm part of the problem. I didn't finish it all, but I got discouraged when I found out it was canceled. They cancel things with the quickness on Netflix too, but they also produce a content on a level that you just don't get anywhere else. And our pal Matt Jarbo, he's consistently said he feels if the Discovery merger goes through, Zaslav isn't going to like pump a lot of money into new content. And I'm the complete opposite. Streaming is the king. They're always going to have the parks with Disney, but I think where you spend the money is on these streaming platforms. Streaming is not even the future, it's now, and you got to spend money to make money on streaming platforms. You just aren't not going to get the big subscriber base unless you pump money into new content. And the only one that I've seen is consistently willing to spend a lot of money, and why they're at 200 million worldwide, is Netflix. They are behind with they have a lot of debt, but they have a lot of subscriber base, existing customers. So eventually it's gonna make money. I just don't see anyone surpassing Netflix. I'm hoping that's my big hope, regardless of the Snyderverse continues or not, is when Discovery merger happens, that they pump a lot of money into these IPs and new series. And if they don't, it's just going to be treading water, and the exact same thing's going to happen with the Discovery merger. If they do the same thing, not a lot of content, they're going to be in the same position. And I think HBO and Warner Brothers does have a lot of IP that could be very beneficial for the future. It's just are they gonna spend the money for it? Let me see who else he mentioned here. Discovery. Well, I guess he just means the overall Disney, all the streaming channels. I still think Netflix, until someone shows us that they're willing to go and spend that much money on the properties, is my answer.
Funny enough, he didn't put on that list, but I think that a good contender is Amazon.
Yes,
Prime,
Amazon.
Look, Prime next year is about to drop Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
And if that goes well, you guys think that The Witcher and Game of Thrones was big. This is going to be, oh my God, I can't even, I mean, yeah, so that's going to be a big one for Netflix. Netflix has an interesting advantage in that because they don't own like necessarily a lot of IP like DC or Marvel or anything. They've reached out and they've gotten the anime and they've gotten video game adaptations. So they're going to be doing a Fallout series and an Assassin's Creed series and all this other stuff. And so I think that's where Netflix can find a lot of success. If they can be known as like the people to make video game adaptations right, that can be a really big deal for Netflix.
Yeah. They're hit and miss on the adaptations. I thought Cowboy Bebop was going to be popular, but they do have Gundam still coming.
Right.
Netflix.
What's the other one? One Piece. I know One Piece is getting a live action adaptation. Avatar, yes. The Last Airbender is getting a live action over there.
Oh yeah. And I know there's some negative press about it because the showrunners left, but the casting seems legit though. So I'm still holding on.
Legit. I am concerned, obviously, if the showrunners left, and they're the original creators.
That doesn't mean it still can't be good, though.
It doesn't mean it can't be good, but it makes me have some questions and some concerns for sure. No, I think there's a lot of potential in their adaptations for sure. I'm trying to think what else they just bought. Was it Ronald Dahl's like library of stuff, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and the
okay.
So they're trying to like branch out and buy different like franchises and things like that they can rely on.
I know. You had a good point with Amazon is probably the one that could potentially catch it with the Lord of the Rings. If they do actually get the James Bond franchise and do a streaming series, that would be legit.
That would be huge.
But I also think of Wheel of Time. Although I'm a fan, I just finished season 1. That they pumped a lot of money into, and even though it's getting good views, it's not like breaking it. The Witcher season 2, I keep going back to that. Amazing.
Oh my god,
Witcher season 2. I love Witcher season 2.
It's so good. And then I just saw I didn't even know there was a prequel series coming out.
Yes.
There's a prequel series, and I saw the teaser this morning, and I was like, when did I miss this?
But they have that, and that just came out last week, and Cobra Kai's coming out. I mean, that's the Netflix difference. Like, you have something, boom, 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 and then when they do the next Stranger Things, it's just they have so much there. So that's my pick. Amazon, of course, also has the storefront that makes it different.
Sure.
If they get consistent releases like Netflix is doing, it takes a long time to get that. Josh may be back. He's switching over to from mobile to PC. So I'll read the next one. Aaron World Order. If you had to bet $5 on a boxing match between Doomcock and Mike Zero, who would you bet on? You have to choose. Can't say none. I would bet on Mike Zero. He's not wearing a penis helmet. And he stays on target. Did you see that dartboard in the background? He could.
Oh my god!
That's my answer. And he's more. He's got enough. Listen, as much as I do not dislike Doomcock, he's got nothing on the bullshit that Mike Zero pumps out consistently. He will do 4 bullshit videos in a day contradicting each other of the same topic and say, oh no, it's this way, it's this way. No one bullshits as much as he does. That means he's up to the task to rumble. That's my pick. Austin, who do you think if you had to bet?
I think I'd have to go with you as well, Mike Zero. I don't know, man. I just don't think Doomcock would be able to see too well through that mask and be able to last the whole fight.
Yes. Aaron is saying also watch the anime adaptation of Witcher the best. Yes. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either. I've heard great things though.
All right. Apple Plus, Roosevelt saying is Apple Plus. Marvel for Life is saying I'm having an MCU marathon from Captain America, First Avenger to Hawkeye. That'll take up your whole vacation. If you're on vacation from work or school, you'll be MCU.
I don't know if I can do that. I was just talking with somebody about that, and I was like, I because he was telling me he tried doing that, and you get marveled out. You get kind of tired of it. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of weird, but we grew up with those movies, so dude, First Avenger and Civil War and Winter Soldier, Avengers. I've seen those movies probably 20 times each. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That would be a lot to sit down and go through all of them again.
Yeah, that's the thing. I love movie marathons for trilogies and stuff. I think the MCU broke me with that.
How about 22 movies, Max?
Well, I mean, do they even remember when they used to, when a new MCU film, some theaters had a special where do they even do that anymore? I think it's impossible. I don't think
they can. Yeah, because it would take
You'd have a week. Yeah, you'd have to have a hotel in your cinema.
Right. Yeah.
Get your pillows. I think I don't think I could do marathons. I could do a Captain America marathon, a Thor, but not the whole MCU. No. Anyone have that stamina in the chat where they could do the whole MCU from start?
I'll give it away. I know Bradley tried, and it didn't end well for him.
No. Or I could still do that with the DC because you could do Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, the Snyder cut.
Right.
I could still do that there. And
I had Aquaman in there.
And Wonder Woman, maybe. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's still attainable there, but after a certain point, yeah. No, that'll break me.
Yeah.
I appreciate them all. Okay, let's get back to the members' mailbag questions here. Resident Justice, RJ. What do you think of the new Batman trailer? I don't think it's my favorite of them. I still like it. No, I still really like it, and I cannot wait for this movie. The best thing about it, and I made a thumbnail that I'm pretty proud of. Complaining about Catwoman. What kind of man complains about Catwoman? There's too much Zoe. There's too much Catwoman. No.
There's too much cat in her Catwoman.
Yeah, as soon as there's a clip of her, oh no, there's too much Catwoman. It's called Bat and the Cat. Someone said in my comment section on it. Just from the clips, and I think she's gonna be my favorite Catwoman over Michelle Pfeiffer. So I'm very happy with the action we saw with with Catwoman, that she wears different disguises, that she's got that sexiness. Very happy there.
Yes.
But it's not my favorite of the trailers. The first one was just so impactful with that Nirvana song, and
dude, that song is the way that they had that go. And I kind of wonder if Michael Gion, I can't pronounce his last name, but the composer, Michael Gion, whatever his last name is, if that was actually him putting his own spin on the song a little bit, or if they just found that mix somewhere.
Yeah. I like new trailers too. This is the game we're in. We love to talk movie trailers, but I'm kind of I don't need to see more. I just want the movie to come out. It's not that far away.
No, it's only 2 months.
Less than 3 months. We're gonna get that. I can't wait to see it. Anthony Chabot, how are you, Max? We're doing great. We have Austin here. Hopefully, Josh is able to get back in. Yes, we are ready for Cobra Kai. Are you caught up on the Kai?
I am not. I am not caught up on the Kai. I have so much stuff. That comes out in January, right?
No, that comes out this week.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. Like I said,
have you seen any of it?
I've seen season 1.
Oh, okay, yeah, you do have some catching up to do.
I got some catching up to do and stuff. I just get behind. It's not that I liked it a lot from what I saw and stuff. I just need to get back on it, and it's kind of the same thing with Game of Thrones. I started Game of Thrones so I could try and be done for House of Dragons. I got to get back on that too. I have a lot of shows to watch.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's our pal Bradley with the next member's mailbag question.
Oh, there you go.
What's a worse movie, Catwoman or Elektra? And screw you, Bradley. Both are not better than Avatar. No, I cannot stand the Avatar hate.
He's just trying to get. Look, he knows he's trying to get to us, Max. He knows. He knows it's a soft spot.
Well, we should just ignore his question. Just talk about Avatar.
I agree. I completely agree.
Austin, people don't realize how amazing Avatar is. It's humans from Earth are the villains of the story. How the Avatar universe in the future could be amazing. Like now that we know, definitely some humans are the villains. And then when they react to what happened in the first Avatar, when you go back to Earth and you see what humans have done to the planet, now I can only suspect that there's going to be a lot of reading about, like, they could actually do like climate change and things like that. People are like, this is woke shit talking about, but that's established in the universe. I can only imagine how Earth. Actually, the extended edition of Avatar shows some scenes from Earth when he's in a bar.
Right. Yeah.
And they may try to invade other planets, and there's just so many possibilities. And you never count Cameron out, especially not for a sequel. He's done some of the best sequels of all time.
And look, for anybody coming out and saying, like, it's not gonna. Well, first of all, he's talked about, right, the development of the first Avatar movie took over 10 years, to put together. Took him almost 6 or 7 years to put the stories together for the sequels. And he brought in, a writer's room. He did all these things. He really, he probably could have shot out a sequel in 2015 if he really wanted to. But I think the fact that we waited this long, it just shows, how much effort and care he's put into the story. Like you said, like the world, and I don't think he necessarily realized it, maybe at the time, maybe until it was filmed, that he was like, wow, this is what I created. But the world there's just so much to explore and to play around with. For me, I think it's a great sign that it's taken this long for the sequels, because for me, it almost guarantees, like, oh, this is going to be a good movie. It's going to be worth the wait. Especially,
we're definitely getting 2 and 3, Avatar 2 and 3, regardless. They finished 2. They're finishing up 3. We'll have to wait and see the box office if we get 4 and 5. I really think that's how it's going to go.
Oh yeah,
it still has to be a success. But I guess we'll answer Bradley's question. What's a worse movie? I think Catwoman. I can't even watch Catwoman, even though Halle Berry as Catwoman. I'd actually like to rewatch Elektra.
So that's the thing. I can look at Halle Berry more than I can look at Jennifer Garner. So
I could look at them both.
You're right.
Are we going that route, Austin?
Look, they're both basically, because they're both unwatchable for me. So that's the only route I have to choose at this point.
No. That. Come on. Jennifer Garner in the Elektra outfit?
Oh my God. Oh no, it's such a bad movie though.
But you just said this was your angle of the answering the question, is that you could
I'll take Halle Berry in
that Catwoman outfit, that crazy outfit.
Meow. Oh yeah.
Meow. now I can't choose now that you're talking that angle. I'm talking about the actual context of the movie. It was really weird. Catwoman. I would go Elektra.
It was.
I don't think I could watch this story without cringing. I think Elektra was more just boring.
That's true. It was
so if I can remember, I have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, dude, Elektra was rough.
Brian, master of noms.
Oh yeah.
How come we never talk about Star Wars anymore? It's always Snyder. How come I never get any Trek talk? Well, Trek talk is not very popular right now, and I need to catch up. I'm not on the current seasons of Trek. I still have to go back and finish Discovery. It's on my to-do list. I don't know how Austin is on Trek, but
I don't watch a lot of Trek.
Yeah, but Star Wars, we're just waiting for new content. Boba Fett comes out tonight, so we'll be talking about that shortly. I'm sure we'll cover that on MME tomorrow night. And why is it always Snyder? I blame Matt Jarbo. He likes the mock Snyder Cut fans, so he brings it up, and then I react to him reacting to my friends. So that's why. That's my answer. What do you think? Awesome. Why do we never talk Star Wars anymore?
Oh man. Well, Star Wars is like you said. Star Wars were on the way. Boba Fett here. It's been a long year. All we got for Star Wars was a Bad Batch, and that was like way early in the year. So it's been kind of quiet.
I never finished Bad Batch. I wasn't. I like them in the end of the season, the Clone Wars.
Right.
I'd rather see something new that's attached than it's attached to. I want a new cast of characters for animation that's not so closely attached to the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Filoni or somebody does that for like the sequel trilogy. Gives us something, for the sequel trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Well, Josh, this question was tailored for him.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, no problem. So, Josh, here's Brian, Master of None's question. How come we never talk about Star Wars anymore? It's always Snyder. How come we never get any Trek talk?
We do talk about Star Wars. It's hard because everybody wants to focus on the damn sequels, which is like getting on my nerves. I do go to communities and talk about Star Wars a lot. Like I'm over on Phil's channel. There's another guy named Eamon Fate. He's a really good guy. We talk about Star Wars, and I try to focus on the positive side. Like Mando and all the good stuff going on there, all the future projects they're doing with Old Republic, High Republic, stuff like that. So I try my best to focus on the positive and listen to everybody's point of view.
Yeah, well, fortunately, we're gonna have more this week with Boba Fett coming out. I think I'm gonna watch it tonight. I'm not sure if my wife's gonna want to watch that one with me. She's busy on VR anyway with her friends. She loves VR.
I think it's tomorrow night because the date I'm getting is 28th, and it's not supposed to come out till the 29th.
Well, that's at midnight though. So they might. I don't know if they're doing a midnight release.
Is it midnight tonight or is it midnight tomorrow?
They do midnight Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
I'm not sure exactly, so I'll take
it's the same kind of date. It's the same release schedule as the Marvel shows, so they'll come out first thing in the morning, and then.
Well, I don't know if I could stay up that late.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when
It's weird saying it's tonight because it's technically tomorrow morning, so it's not tonight, but it's technically tonight, but it's tomorrow morning. But yeah.
It gets real confusing if you're on the other side of the coast, man. Like east. We're east. I don't know where you're at, Austin.
See, I'm on the West Coast, so it's it's midnight for me. And I feel like RJ. I know RJ. He does the watch parties and stuff. That's 3 a.m. for him. So I'm like, oh, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. The next question is a spoiler for No Way Home. Just when you read it, I'm going to make you read a spoiler.
I've watched pitch meetings on Screen Rant, so I pretty much got the fill in on what happened.
Right.
Okay. Well, if you could handle Will Wallace's comment here.
Will, thanks for the question. Thoughts on the Menace praising No Way Home when it has the wokest of the year Aunt May Uncle Ben switch even giving her the iconic catchphrase. Doomcock even praises. Let me start off with this one. Thank you for the question, Will. We all appreciate it. They're hypocrites.
They're not consistent at all.
Plain and simple. They're liars. You cannot seriously take what the Menace says because they form a narrative and then they're changing their narrative.
And they'll ignore things if it's successful.
And they will call things woke when they're not woke. Right. So them calling something good when it may have connotations of being woke doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
Right. So that based on all their talking points with things that are woke failing, the Aunt May situation in the Home trilogy, and especially in this movie, with her getting that catchphrase, is exactly everything they complain about. But they're not going to complain about it because it's successful. They'll ignore it because it does not fit their narrative. That's a great point, Will. I might have to make a whole video on that. Thank you, Will. That's a great point. Listen, No Way Home is woke. It's got. I mean, not to me, but if you're going to be consistent with all their complaints about certain characters being race swapped, then this Home trilogy has a lot of that with Ned, MJ, Flash, and then the strong focus. Aunt May was always in the picture, but taking some of the characteristics of Uncle Ben, it's completely to their standard, but they will not admit it. So that was a great point. Austin, do you have anything to add to that?
I agree. I mean, for me, you got to look at it as the context in these movies. I know a lot of people were upset that Uncle Ben wasn't used, or that she kind of took on she was the Uncle Ben of these movies and stuff, and that was kind of the point. And I think that's why I enjoy watching the Marvel movies and why I enjoy watching comic book movies, is because I expect them to change certain things like that and try and surprise me. For a long time I was going, where was Uncle Ben? And I got my answer with this movie, But no, I agree. It's all in the context of the movie and the story, and as long as it makes sense with the story and where it's going, I think that's the big thing at the end of the day. And her being the Uncle Ben figure only did the story better in this context.
All right, I got a question real quick. Was Uncle Ben ever in the cartoon?
The 90s cartoon?
Which cartoon?
Yep, the 90s one.
I don't remember. I'd have to go. I have a bad memory, so I'd have to.
I went back and watched it again because that and X-Men were like my two favorites, and I didn't remember seeing Uncle Ben. It was just Aunt May, and then, of course he lived right next door to Mary Jane and all that stuff, pretty much. But I don't ever recall Uncle Ben until the movies.
Oh, RJ says yes. Wow. Uncle Ben was in the 90s cartoon.
Oh, there was. Okay.
Towards the end of the series, I guess.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I haven't got that far yet, so that's why. So they probably did it in flashbacks or something like that. Okay.
Cool.
I was just curious. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I did not even think of that. I have to rewatch it. I'm definitely not opposed to animation. I love animation.
For me, that's not the big turnoff. For me, that's not the big turnoff of the Tom Holland Spider-Man series.
No.
It's the taking orders from Iron Man is the turnoff for me personally.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, for that, and that's why when we're on Austin's stream, we joke around and call him Iron Boy.
Right. Yeah, he's very reliant. He's very, and a lot of people talked about it. This movie, No Way Home, it felt like dealt with all the issues that I kind of had. He's on his own. He feels like he's not relying on anybody else. He can. Yeah,
that's what we've always wanted. That's the thing. We don't hate Tom Holland.
Right.
It's the storyline, and him, like Spider-Man to me, has always been his own person.
Without going into spoilers, the end of No Way Home sets up more opportunities for him to be less involved with the MCU and more potentially like college years of Peter
Okay,
Parker.
outstanding. That's
for
the
next trilogy.
I've always wanted.
Now, if they stick to that, who knows? But there is there's not like a clean slate, but a new canvas to paint a new trilogy where it's more Spider-Man and less MCU focused, while still being within the MCU. If they toe that line and do things right, remains to be seen. But I really enjoy the home trilogy, but I understand that criticism that it does focus too much on
the one part that I didn't like.
Yeah,
everything else, even Zendaya, I could deal with. But it's like Spider-Man.
I can't even talk to Josh about his Zendaya. I love Zendaya, so you feel free to your opinion, Josh.
I understand.
She gets a lot. She gets a lot. Some people really just do not like her acting. I'm a Zendaya fan.
It's not a particular favorite, but it's still, for me personally, I can deal with that compared to Spider-Man taking orders from Iron Man. Like, that's just
okay.
And too, I like what you said, Josh. It's just, for me, it's not the Spider-Man that I knew and grew up with and stuff. And so, like, seeing that in the movies, I wasn't a big fan of it. So I completely agree.
Okay. Yeah.
But like after Batman, like that's why it won't faze me as some fans in our community go ape shit with the thought of Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield and stuff like that. And freaking, my point is, it doesn't faze me because I've been through Batman.
Right.
Batman in his changing story origin arc, every freaking trilogy or new series he gets, whether it's animated or live action, they change his freaking. They keep some of the same basis. Okay, his parents were shot and killed by a bad guy, and he wants to right the wrongs of Gotham City. Okay, that's the basis of it. But they have changed the Batman origin story so many times, and when Spider-Man does it, not a big deal to me.
Right.
All right, we have I'll have to refresh. I think this is the final mailbag question for this week. Thank you for all the members that are contributing to this series. I really enjoy it. Josh is a lot of help to it, and we love having guests on. Ryan, BVS fan forever, Cinematics. Hey, Max, what are the chances of DC films going on a continuity route? Well, WB in continuity, I would hope, but we'll have to wait and see. Or make a new studio based on DC live action movie and TV. Thanks. They have to do somewhat continuity. They've been doing their, like, Wonder Woman 84 kind of just did its own thing, was not successful. The Suicide Squad did its own thing. It kind of have links to other stuff, but they were kind of going against continuity and kind of avoiding story points to do single movies, but it's not working either. So who the hell knows? Honestly, I mean, we do have, what do we have next? We have Black Adam, The Flash,
and Aquaman.
And Aquaman 2.
I think
and Shazam.
Shazam's 2023.
Now, from rumors and reports, they are having some cameos in these movies. So if they have cameos, that would mean that there's, when you do a cameo, you would think that there's somewhat continuity. Hey, you're in my movie because we were in that other movie together. But this is also WB, so who the hell knows until we actually see it? Like I heard Aquaman's going to be in Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman might be in Aquaman. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how they're going to handle that. It can be strange. So the chances of them going on a continuity route, I think they need to do it somewhat. They either do one or the other. They go all in. They're not happy with the results, like the Snyderverse, even though it is still continuing in some form anyway, no matter what anyone says, because the people that were cast during that time period are still Aquaman, Wonder Woman, so they still are there.
Right. Except Ben now.
Well, we don't know for certain that he's not going to come out of The Flash. And what people need to understand though is they said he was done before and he's coming back for Flash. So we'll have to wait and see what they do. There's also been talk of change to the script on the Flash, so we have to see what that change is. We'll have to see if.
Did you see what Kevin Smith said today?
No.
He like it was maybe a couple hours ago, so it's pretty recent. But he basically came out and said that Ben's trying to move away from IPs and stuff, and that he basically came out trying like to defend Keaton as Batman a little bit because he probably sees the fan reaction and stuff.
Okay.
So it seems like he's trying to kind of ease people more into the idea of Keaton being the Batman in the DCU timeline than Affleck. He literally brings up that Affleck said he's done with IPs and he's trying to move away, and that's been
he did say that after the fail box office of that recent movie, The Last Duel. Mm-hmm. So I honestly do not know how to take that. I really don't. Like, I'm not sure if he's being serious. I'm not sure if he just doesn't want to get Batman questions anymore. I don't know if that necessarily means he's done or not. I'm still not. I think
it means what he said. I think he's done with the theaters because if you look at his last few films outside of the Justice League Batman stuff, they've all bombed. The last film that he directed, some gangster movie, Live by Night, was a bomb. Massive bomb. The Way Back, which came out I think 2 years ago, was a bomb. He's not, and The Last Duel. So that's now 3 movies he's had as a star that have bombed. And his whole thing is he wants people to see his movies, especially if he's acting in them. So his basic thing is if the audience is on streaming, then that's where he'll go.
Yeah. RJ. That doesn't basically confirm. It just we'll have to wait and see. I don't know how to take that because what is he going to do then? What's he going to do if he doesn't do?
He said he was stepping away from Batman a long time ago.
Yeah, and then he was back. It could. There's also the press. There's also what's that, Josh?
How is he back though?
Well, he's back in the Flash. You know,
I thought Keaton was back in the Flash.
No, they both are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there's people were saying that that's going to be it. They think his character is going to get killed off.
Okay, yeah, that's just hearsay. We'll have to see. But my thing is, I think they expect too much. I think the DC fans expect too much. I remember when I was a kid, and we thought we weren't getting any more Batman after Returns because of Tim Burton thing and WB and all that. And so we were happy because we had the first 2 Batman movies out of the Tim Burton series, and we had the animated show. And that was, at the time, that was like the apex. And freaking we loved it. And so we didn't expect things. So like when Green Lantern came out, like, okay, cool. Ryan Reynolds, not bad. We never, when it comes to DC, you shouldn't expect too much out of it.
Right, yeah.
That's my point. All right. Anytime I get a DC movie, a Batman, a Superman, whatever it is, I'm grateful because I don't ever expect anything out of DC or WWE. And so I don't get my
that's a shame though because that's
exactly. So that's where the question becomes of like, well, then that's a massive shame on.
Aaron, I do know that he's friends with Ben. I know they're really good friends. They did Mallrats together back in the day. So I still think he could be legit and not want to do it anymore and be done. I could see that possibility. He also may just want to do his other things and not get questions all the time. Or there's also the route if he does come back to be a surprise, just like the precedent that No Way Home is setting.
I mean, what we can say...
The will they, won't they is a strong marketing tool right now, and surprises and spoilers. So don't count out the possibility that he's playing it off. So down the line, if he does come back, it's going to be like really exciting for everyone. You don't know.
Right, exactly. We don't know if he's going to necessarily get killed off or anything like that. But I think we can say for right now, in the moment, he's not going to be playing Batman.
Well, this type of talk, though, I respect your opinions, but you just don't know. You don't know. Like, done. Everything's done. This is the internet, too. Everyone's so hyperbolic. Nothing's done until the last the last money offer is laid on the table.
Yeah, nothing's ever done. The only time someone's done is when they're 6 feet in the grave. All right. And sometimes, especially with the advent of CGI and everything, they might not even be done at that.
Right.
So no one's ever done, as long as they can get a yes from someone. Yeah. Like Max said, money's always out there. There are always offers on the table.
And people change their minds, too. They might feel done. Look at, even though I can't stand Daniel Craig's comments about Bond back in the day, he said he'd rather, that if you ever wanted to say someone was done, and I might make a separate video on that, go to Daniel Craig. I'd rather slit my wrists, and if I ever come back, it's only for the money. And then he came back. So that's right in your face, Aaron and RJ. Talking about people being done. What is more definitively done than that? I'd rather end myself than come back to the role. And did Daniel Craig make Bond 25? I think he did.
Right,
he did, Aaron, RJ.
But at the same time, you do have your actors for. I don't know if you heard the rumor, right? You know that like Hugh Jackman was asked to come back for Multiverse of Madness, and he said,
"Oh, no. I think he will come back. I think he'll come back
so
for
the rumor I heard. The rumor I heard was that that they had actually sent Patrick Stewart to try and ask him.
That was years ago,
and he said no.
I believe that's what the reports that you're talking about. The rumors were years ago, where Kevin Feige had to sit down with Patrick Stewart.
Oh, really? I could be wrong. That was something I think I saw today being circulated.
But the things, No Way Home. And that's why I made it as the thumbnail today. It's changed the game. Kevin Feige delivers. When Kevin Feige is included, he'll make it where it's good. People never thought, those other Spider-Men would make a comeback.
Right.
If you were going into movie talk years ago, you would have disagreed with movie pundits saying it's going to happen. And people were still until right up until the release, people were questioning it.
Yeah, but what else were they going to do? What else could they do with Spider-Man? No Way Home was, from what I will see it, even though I'm spoiled, I'm still going to go see it.
Yeah,
from what I heard, where else would you go with it?
From what I heard, it was changed a lot during filming and right up to filming, where even potentially the villain of the film, before they got, it wasn't even Mikey Sutton. It was some other, I can't remember what video I was watching. It was a bigger YouTuber where they said, actually it was an actor from the movie even talking about it. I think that the first thing to happen was getting Defoe and Molina and the villains on board. They had a different villain for No Way Home first. I think they were going to do Doctor Strange as even potentially part of the villains. And they had a different set of villains. And then they got the people from all the Spider-Man movies, all the villains, to sign on first. And then they were going to do a certain thing. So it was going to be those villains. And then after that, they got Andrew to sign first. And then they were going to do the movie without the other Spider-Man, Toby. And then Toby was the last one to sign.
Yep.
So things change. You just don't know. And years ago, no one would have expected that. Let me get to RJ's comment here. He said he would come back for the money, and he came back for one more movie before being killed off. Not the best comparison when Affleck is rumored to come back to say goodbye before getting. You don't know that it's to come back to say goodbye. That is the narrative for people that are not fans of the Snyderverse, and that it's going to change things completely. It could change things
back
completely.
To say goodbye.
That's RJ. Give me receipts on that he's coming back to say goodbye in the Flash.
Toby?
No. Is he talking about Craig or Ben Affleck here? I think he's talking about Ben Affleck.
Oh, I think he's talking about before being killed. I think he might be talking about Craig.
Yeah, Craig.
And
then when he's talking about the best comparison, Affleck is rumored to come back to say goodbye. Where are you getting the context of saying he's coming back to just say goodbye and that to be the end? All we know for certainty is that he's in the film. We know the rumors, and we know WB and Hamad and them, they want to kind of, and in the past, they want to kind of stray away from Snyderverse content. But we don't know if that's actually what we're going to get when we get the final version in the film and in the theaters. We just don't know until it comes out. So saying that, you just don't know. You don't know. I don't think, Austin, what do you think about? Do you think it's just going to be Affleck coming back to say goodbye and that's it? We do know he's in the Flash.
At this point, yeah, I do.
Based on what, though? Based on what?
Look, based off of everything as to why he got involved with the character in the first place. Ben Affleck never really cared too much about the overall character of Batman. He cared about Snyder's storyline and what Snyder wanted to do with the character of Batman. To me, when Affleck was first cast, I would have never even guessed or thought that he would have even attempted to make his own Batman movie, because I didn't think he had the passion for it. Yeah. I knew as an actor, he wanted to work under Snyder and deliver that version of the character for his acting chops and for his kids to have that character to look at and grow up with, So for me, it all kind of goes back to that. He was never really that invested unless Snyder was involved. The moment Snyder got out, he was out.
Yeah,
I disagree,
He said it once before. As soon as Snyder was out, he said, "I'm done. Snyder's done. I'm done." Now, how they were able to convince him to come back, or what? I would hope that it was like Andy was like, "I want to be respectful of what you did. I want to be respectful of your time." I know he was brought on to help write his part specifically for the movie. So in that sense, I would hope that is kind of his way of giving closure to the Snyder fans. But I think he's off after this.
I completely disagree, Austin. I respect your opinion, but Affleck, I was a fan of the original Affleck announcement. I heard that he even had like some type like a bat cave into sort of his mansion. He's a huge Batman fan,
right? And
he was hesitant only because of the stigma with the Daredevil role. And I don't think that I think he respects Snyder's version of Batman, but I don't think he's so stuck to it. I think if he does leave, it's because he was going to spin off and do his own Batman film that he went way into production right when he was having the worst time of his life, his divorce, in his drinking problem and rehab. Mm-hmm. And then they took it away and gave it to Matt Reeves. So I think there's still some bad blood there. I do say the one thing that could potentially, besides the narrative that he wants to be done, the one thing that I do know, as long as it's still accurate, it's the reason that it could potentially be the finale for him is he only has one more appearance in his contract,
right?
As Batman. So that's the only thing that I see, but that's not saying that he wants to stop. It's just that they'd have to renegotiate a new contract for him. So that could also be why he's playing it off just to see, but we'll have to see the reaction to the Flash. We'll have to see if they do something to his character where there's no way to bring him back. Like I said, I don't think they're going to kill off his character, but I think his version is something's going to happen where he's going to be gone. For if I were WB and I was trying to be smart, I'd absolutely keep the door open in case, so you can pull like a No Way Home in the future, right? And bring these characters back for some event or something like that. But other than that, I don't see him
everything else, I see everything else pointing to Keaton being the Batman of the DC. You had that Batgirl, leak and stuff, and that was like, well, if Affleck's not there, then
Josh, brother, Order of Revan, not me. I like Ben
love
Affleck's
Ben Affleck. Daredevil.
Yeah, but no, it is
that
universally hated.
Hated though. Yes, there's some people that don't like it.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot that mock it.
No, there's quite a few people that do like that movie.
No, Austin, am I being truthful here? Do you know a lot of people that really?
So you're asking the wrong person, because I saw that movie as a kid, and as a kid, I thought it was freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
No. Listen, I'm a fan. I especially like the director's cut, but there was a lot of backlash from that version of Daredevil, mocking it, and they always point to the Elektra scene in the playground. They did not like Ben Affleck as Daredevil, and he's talked about it in interviews where he did not want to come back to the superhero genre. And this is where the sad Affleck meme came from.
Because how they treat the actors, it's ridiculous.
Right. Well, it is ridiculous, Josh. But I'm saying this is why he's done interviews where he's like, I did before he was signed on for Batman. The reason he was very hesitant to come back to the superhero genre is the reaction to his version of Daredevil. And then when Batman v Superman came out, and there were fans that were mocking it and everything, that's where the sad Affleck meme came from, because of not this shit again. You're absolutely right, Josh. Fans are ridiculous.
That's why I never. Okay,
that's where it came from.
Too. When I really wanted Daredevil 2, it had bad soundtrack, great storyline. I loved it. I loved him and Jennifer Garner in that movie.
Rel says people still watch the Daredevil show because of the movie. I don't know about that, but yes, there's definitely. I've been watching movie talk for long. I watch his interviews. I'm a big Ben Affleck fan.
Yeah, same here. I thought the movie was great.
But that's where the sad Affleck thing came from. He did not. He said I only wanted to come back. I said I'm a big Batman fan. I only wanted to come back to this genre if it's done right. And then he felt like it was the right project to come back.
Mm-hmm. So these people that hated on Daredevil so much, that are probably Snyder fans, are the reason why he never did another Daredevil.
What? That's a long reach there, Josh. They must be Snyder. They must be Snyder fans.
Let's do a roundtable discussion and ask them.
I don't know if that's necessarily accurate. They're just people on the internet. I don't know if that means the correlation that they're Snyder fans. Well, listen. If my wife is any part of it, she did not like Daredevil. And she does not like Ben Affleck as Batman. So and she's not a Snyder fan. So there's all right. Well, I think we did a solid hour. I appreciate everyone in the chat. Our special guest, Austin Lien, Little Big City. Let me if someone could post your channel there. Let me see. Definitely go sub to him if you haven't. And Josh, if you could post your channel as well, we have to get ready for your first videos coming up after the new year.
We're starting with a watch party Saturday.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah! There we go. All right, here's the link for you in the private chat.
And I'll get that posted in there. Sorry, I love that movie. I'm going to defend it.
Oh no, dude, growing dude, Colin Farrell. Fire.
Here's Austin
as Bullseye. You had Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin.
Yeah,
yes, dude. That scene at the end where he just straight up like grabs Daredevil and like tosses him through the roof, and the roof just yeah. That fight at the I thought it was great as a kid. And if you haven't seen the extended or the director's cut, it's also really good.
Oh
yes.
My God!
And here's Josh's channel. So
freaking amazing.
Oh, I'm getting messages from my mother. Uh-oh. Okay.
Mom, I'm trying to stream.
No, she doesn't care about that. She's just like, what are you doing? Why are you answering your phone? Defend the Elektra movie. I can't defend the Elektra movie.
No,
I'll have to rewatch it. I don't think it's as bad as Catwoman. And
Thank you. I agree.
And no offense to Austin, Jennifer as Elektra, woo!
Yes.
Just like Catwoman.
I'm just bitter, man. That should have been another Jennifer playing that Elektra.
Which Jennifer?
Jennifer Lopez. She stole.
Oh,
stole Jennifer Lopez. No.
Oh my God! Damn, that would be fire.
Max is like, wait a minute.
J-Lo is
Hold
Elektra.
on now.
J-Lo is Elektra. The
Let's
whole
back-
thing might have worked. Yeah, that probably would. It would be better than the one in the series.
And then Ben and J-Lo would have never broken up. This whole thing would have all been scrapped. He would have never gone back to drinking and all of that. The Snyderverse would have stayed on course.
Well, no.
I'm telling you guys.
No.
I'm telling you guys.
No.
I'm telling you guys.
This is
J-Lo is the solution.
They're only in so much in love now because of the time away in other relationships, and now they're back.
Jennifer Lopez is the blueprint. I'm telling you right now.
It's not the blueprint.
Well,
oh my God.
he's happy now, but this is Hollywood. The relationships don't last that long, especially big personalities.
Oh, that's encouraging, Max.
No, I mean their relationships struggle because they both went their separate ways.
Soap operas, and she told me there was a couple that got married, and in 6 days they got a divorce.
Oh, what happened to Austin?
Oh, what'd you do?
Well, I mean, I do too. I don't know what happened to Austin. He left. All right. Oh, he's back. Hold on.
There we go. Okay, I don't know what the heck happened. I don't know why. I can hear you guys.
Rel is saying that you just want to see J-Lo in that outfit.
Dude, oh yeah. I mean, who doesn't want to see J-Lo in that outfit though?
Yeah, Ryan from Zeverfet. He's not a J-Lo fan. The last time
Ryan hates everything though. I think that's
he does.
I don't think. I think. Look, if Ryan had something to complain about with No Way Home, I think he can just give up on Ryan.
Oh, he did.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, wasn't he dunking on everything on the Sunday stream?
I'm pretty sure he was.
He's a hard man to please.
He is.
All right. Wait, Ralph says J-Lo as Elektra would have been an easy billion. Oh,
it would have made some money. That's for sure.
Isn't J-Lo kind of a diva though?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's what I heard.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I've
had some friends who run into her that they said she's pretty.
Why do we have to pick bad or worse? Like, is it too much to ask for something good?
Well, divas can bring in box office though, so it doesn't matter.
Well, did she get that show with Ray Liotta canceled?
Oh no! Actually, that show was pretty successful.
It only lasted a couple seasons, though.
I think from what I heard, the reason that it only lasted a couple seasons is because of her schedule. She was pretty heavily involved as far as the.
Oh, that's why. Because I'm
creation.
like, show could have gone on without her. It was that freaking good.
It was, and it was a pretty high quality show. Her and Ray Liotta are pretty top tier actors.
Ray Liotta was like
he was her boss,
a good cop, but he ended up doing the right thing at the end of the day, and they were like investigating him and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it just came down to her schedule. Like you can imagine, I'm surprised she got through 3 seasons.
Yeah, but to cancel an entire show because of one actor or actress.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but I think she was an executive producer on it, though.
Oh, okay, so if she was like,
yeah, she was exactly. Yeah, she was pretty behind it.
All right. Well, I want to thank Austin again, Josh, in the chat. Appreciate your support in the series. Look out for next week. We'll try to get another great guest on. If any members are interested and you want to come on the show, even if you don't do that much, panel talk. If any members are interested, they'll hit me up on Twitter or Josh. We'll see if we can make it. Oh, great! This is the time to end. A bot just got here. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great night, and look forward to Boba Fett talk coming soon.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, no problem. Thanks, Austin. Thanks, Josh. Goodbye.
Appreciate it.